YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we are going to be taking a look at Mimikyu VMAX from the new Brilliant Stars set. So let's hop onto the deck list and I'll show you what I am working with. So here is the deck list, and I took this deck list idea from one of my favorite YouTube channels, Popsicle Night, and they did this pairing with Mimikyu VMAX and Obstagoon and it worked really well, so I had to try it out. I tried many different versions of this deck. I tried it with Barraskewda, I tried it with Zacian V from the Celebration set, and I just couldn't find anything that worked really well. But you will see one of these matches where I did use it with the Barraskewda, but I don't showcase Barraskewda at all, so it's pretty much still a Mimikyu VMAX match. But when I saw this version of the deck list, I thought I had to try it. It looks really nice. I think the big thing that I had trouble with Mimikyu VMAX is it doesn't do enough damage, so relying on its ability to disrupt your opponent is probably something that you want to lean more towards, as opposed to leaning more towards the other attack. So if you don't know what Mimikyu VMAX does, let's look at that first real quick. So Mimikyu VMAX has 300 HP, which is a little unfortunate because it's on the lower end of most VMAXs, but it has two great moves called Ominous Numbers. For 2 colorless energy, you can put 4 damage counters anywhere you like, but if you use Acerola's Premonition, you can do 13 instead. So it allows you to kind of spread your damage, which is really nice, especially against single prizes, which you'll see, but it is a little bit low in terms of the actual damage, right? If you're going up against Vs or VMAXs or V stars, 13 damage counters is really not enough to 2-hit KO anything. You pretty much have to 3-hit KO, and Mimikyu VMAX can't stay in the active spot for 3 turns. So that's kind of the struggle that you have with this deck. But that's why we have this other attack called Max Shadow. For 2 psychic energy, you can do 120, but then also discard a random card from your opponent's hand, which is really strong because you could discard something that they potentially needed next turn and it stalls them out, which allows you to get those attacks and take some easy prizes. Now it's paired with the Galarian Obstagoon because you have that Wicked Ruler ability. Wicked Ruler, if you don't know, allows you to discard your opponent's hand size until they only have 4 cards in their hand. So they get to choose what they discard, but still it's very powerful because they have to make tough choices. And then once they only have 4 cards, you use the Max Shadow attack, and then they're only sitting at 3, which means that next turn they're going to really have to struggle to, keep up and, progress their board. We're playing the Bibarel line and the Crobat line. I know that might be a little bit of an overkill, but something about this deck, it felt really inconsistent. There were a lot of times where I just needed like one thing, but I couldn't draw into it or I couldn't grab it somehow. I did try playing this with Sobble, but I felt like that was a little bit cloggy. So I kind of like this version. Lumineon is definitely a must because it allows you to grab supporters when you dead draw, but it also allows you to grab Acerola's Premonition, which is really important if you want to use that Ominous Numbers attack and take multiple prizes. We are playing Old Cemetery because it allows us to accrue more damage counters on our opponents. We definitely have to play 4 lines of the Acerola Premonition. We are playing Avery because it adds another layer of disruption. It's definitely great against the Mew matchup and also against like Suicune or Entei if you're going up against that. And it's just a nice alternative to draw as opposed to relying on Acerola. We are playing 2 Big Charm because, like I said, 300 HP on Mimikyu VMAX is a little bit low, so having this Big Charm allows you to go to 330, which is really nice. Lets you tank a bit more. I did toy with doing Rocky Helmet, but I don't know. I think the trade-off wasn't really that worth it. We are playing Double Turbo Energy. If I were to make an adjustment, I would probably play less of these because, like I said, you're not relying on the Ominous Numbers attack. It's a good attack, but getting it all set up at the right time is just really gimmicky. It's really hard to make that work. So Double Turbo Energy is nice to use that Ominous Numbers attack really early, but towards the late game, you just want to try and use Max Shadow as much as you can so that you can disrupt their hand size. We are playing 4 Horror Energy. I think this is great because anytime they're attacking you, they're taking more damage, and we definitely need that. And 4 Psychic Energy. And that is pretty much it for the deck list. So let us hop onto the ladder and I'll show you some of the matches that I got with my first build of the Mimikyu VMAX and then also with this build of the Mimikyu VMAX. So let's get to it. Okay, 3 Cemeteries and 2 Evo Incenses aren't amazing. But they did mulligan, so we get a chance to maybe draw out of this, if not Oh no. We're playing Kyogre. Another fellow sniper. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's not bad. It's just with single prizers, like Mimikyu VMAX is supposed to be really good against single prizers, but I think from what I remember, Kyogre and Groudon, or I think this is probably just straight Kyogre, they are a little beefier for single prizers, and we just get Bibarel, which is not going to do much. Now we can take out Cryogonal, which is fine. What I need to do is I'm going to put, yeah, I need a, let's Fall Crystal first. Grab Mimikyu. We're going to put that down. And then, okay, I have Evo Incense for next turn, so I need to Quick Ball away 2 of these cemeteries for a Bidoof. That way we can start drawing next turn. And then I'll drop down the cemetery. Force them to have something in hand. Probably a training court. Or what stadium do they play? I'm not entirely sure. Not at the moment, but they are gonna Quick Ball, probably grab their Kyogre. Yep. See, Kyogre's at 130, so we'd have to, like, if we did Ominous Wind, it would have to be, like, centered on that Kyogre. Now, we have 2 Evo Incenses, so I'm not worried about getting the VMAX, and we have a Bibarel in hand. I'm just worried about, god dang, they got set up. And that's exactly what I was worried about, the double turbo energy, but we got that too. So now we just need to get a Sorola off of this. So I'm actually gonna burn both of these Evo Incenses. We do have Barraskewda. Oh, I don't need Bibarel. I was about to make a big misplay, but we do need Mimikyu VMAX. And we do need a way to switch at the moment, but I'm not too fussed about that. Why do I keep wanting to grab Bibarel? I need Barraskewda. Let's get Barraskewda. We'll throw that there. Now we need a switching option, or a switching option and a Sorola Premonitions. We got the Premonitions, but no switch. So what I'm actually gonna do is let's go Quick Ball away the Quick Ball. And let's actually grab ourselves another Mimikyu. I maybe should have Quick Balled away the Ultra Ball, but that's okay. I'll put the other Mimikyu down. And then we'll go Acerola here. Hopefully we can grab a switch or Escape Rope. They only have 1 Escape Rope in hand. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. That is amazing top deck that we just got there. And we got everything in play. We do Ominous Winds and we just take out this Kyogre. I'm actually baffled by what just happened. Dang. Okay. That's probably the best turn I've ever gotten with this deck, because I've tested it out multiple times, tweaked it a little bit, but it felt a little inconsistent, but that was probably the best thing I've seen this deck do. Okay, they're just gonna Escape Rope, which is fine. I think we could go into, I guess we can go into the other Mimikyu, that's fine. And then they're just gonna keep going. They're gonna Element Chain into themselves, I'm assuming. And yeah, they still have a chance. Like, it's not over for them, because they could still potentially win with Volcarona, but I'm not entirely sure how they would get that to go off. What I'm gonna do is let's go Ultra Ball here. I'll throw away. Do I need the Raihan in this matchup? I don't think so. So I'll throw away Raihan in the Pal Pad. Let's grab ourselves a... Now they only have a 3-card hand, so I don't want to do Acerola this turn, but I do need more cards, so I might... Let's do this. We'll go Lumineon, but we'll do this first. So I might actually put the energy... I'll put the energy on this Mimikyu because that's where it's gonna go. I don't need Barraskewda at the moment. I'm gonna do Industrious Incisors to draw 4 cards. See what I can grab off of that. Now we can get the Evo Incense, but we don't have the attack. So what I'll do is I'll Evo Incense, grab myself the Mimikyu, throw that down. Maybe we shouldn't have put the energy because there would be a chance that we could have potentially done it with the double turbo, but actually I think we win. Yeah, because we can Lumineon here for another Acerola. I mean, we don't even, yeah, we'll need to do that. We'll Lumineon for Acerola. We just manually retreat, use the Acerola. Don't get anything from it, which is fine because then we just Ominous win. Or not Ominous win, sorry, Ominous Numbers and take the knockout. That was pretty nice. I am super happy with that matchup. That was probably the best that deck has ever played. So yeah, super happy about that. All right, we are going to go first. We have Mimikyu, we have some energy, but nothing really else to work off of, which is not fun. But they did mulligan, so we do get to draw some cards. And we are playing against Inteleon VMAX, which is probably one of the worst matchups for us because they're just going to heal a lot. So we really need to play into the disruption aspect of this deck. And so what I'll do here is do that and then drop that down and then just see what happens. The fact that I don't have anything to go off of next turn is really concerning. And they're just gonna quick ball. Okay. They don't get rid of the stadium and they're just gonna go with Surf. Okay. So we have a chance to do some damage. We did draw the Evolution Incense, which was nice. So that gets us the VMAX. We prized 2 of our VMAXs, which is interesting. And yeah. So yeah, there's really nothing else I can really do. I'll just go with Max Shadow. See if I can just prevent them from getting accelerated. I did get rid of a Drizzile, which is really nice. But I'm assuming they have something to go off of this turn. Maybe not. No, they have nothing. So that discard was actually really handy, and now we're gonna be able to take the knockout. And we have Lumineon, so we can go and grab ourselves a supporter. Let's do that. You know what? I only need to do 20 here. If I do Ominous Numbers, I can actually get multiple KOs this turn. So let's do that. We're gonna go Acerola. Doesn't matter how many we draw, right? We draw 1 card. Crobat's actually not too bad. I'll save it for next turn though. And then yeah, I'll just go with Ominous Numbers, do 20 to the active, and I definitely do want to get rid of the rim rate. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll just tag some Sobbles. Yeah, so that works. And 3 prizes, that's actually really good. So we get another Acerola, which is nice, Ultra Ball, which is also pretty good, and we get one of our VMAXs out of the prizes, so that's not too bad. All right, so this is definitely a better position than most of the other matches that I've been with. They're gonna boss, which is fine because we have that switch in hand, and they're just pretty much stalling at this point. And they do have Tower of Waters. But is that last card a supporter? No, it is not. So we're actually gonna get the KO this turn, which is really nice. So we're gonna switch into that and pretty much use Acerola's Premonition and knock out their entire field. And yep, they just concede. That was probably the best match I've ever gotten with Mimikyu VMAX against another V Pokemon. So that is going to be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of this Mimikyu VMAX deck list. Now, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is very gimmicky. It's really hard to set up and it's really hard against most of the meta. So if I were to recommend it, I probably would say definitely focus in more on the disruption aspect of this deck and less on trying to make Ominous Numbers work. It's great, I would say It's great against single prizers, but against VMAXs, it's just not enough damage. So that is my only critique with this deck list, but I do think it's still a fun deck list, so definitely try it out if you want to try something new in this meta. But if you liked the video, then hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and then ring that bell to be notified of next week's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. It looks like they're gonna cram through. That sounds so bad.